Welcome back all my stretching and calisthenics friends. If this is your first time here, my name is Alex and today I've prepared a quick calisthenics conditioning routine for us. We're going to be working on some of the basic aspects of calisthenics, which is of course shoulder strength, core strength, and we're also going to be doing a little bit of pistol squats just to give our upper body a break. This is a great routine to do 2 to 3 times a week if you're looking to gain heaps of upper body and core strength. You don't need any kind of equipment, you just need a pair of socks and a little bit of space. So we are going to start with a little bit of a wrist warm-up, as our wrists are a very big part of calisthenics. So just flat hands down on the ground, opening your fingers as much as we can, and we're just going to start by going in circles. Circles the other way. 2, 1. On the next exercise, we're going to keep our fingers down in the ground, but we're going to be lifting up the palms. So if you don't have as much mobility in your hands as I do, that's perfectly fine. Just do tiny lifts. We're going to go for 5 more and really try to initiate this movement with your muscles here rather than leaning away and lifting up. So shoulders over hands, lifting nice and high for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna do a few circles. So opening your hands, hands wide open. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1, and the other way around. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up our shoulders and our core a little bit. So for this, I have a little bit of a balance exercise for us. So we're gonna come up to all fours. So now my knees are up off the ground. From here, I'm gonna lean my weight onto this hand. I'm gonna lift the same leg as the hand that's down up, coming down, touching my hips to the ground, coming back up, pushing through this shoulder. So it's my shoulder initiating this movement. Going the other way, sitting down, coming back up. So really think about, it's not your legs doing this, it's my shoulder controlling this. So pushing through, rotating, coming up. And the other side again. And we're going to go for 2 more on each side. Coming down, up, coming through. Nice and slow, taking your time. 1 left on each side. Good. We're going to stay down here now, and we're just going to do a tiny bit more for our shoulders. So your knees are almost on the ground, but they're not on the ground. Just a tiny bit off. And from here, I'm going to be leaning over my hands, keeping my knees down, coming back. Over my hands, coming back. We're going to go for 8 more. 8, 7, 6, keeping arms straight, super straight elbows. 5, 4, keeping the control in your core, squeezing the core. 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, shaking it off a little bit. We're gonna move on to our first exercise that's just a little bit more advanced than the warm-up. And if you are at home, doing it on the floor is good. If you're wearing socks, if you're doing it on the carpet, it will also work if you're wearing socks. So I'm going to roll my mat up for this one. And from here, hands down on the ground, we're going to be working a push-up with a little bit of core compression. So either on your knees, coming down, elbows close to my chest, pressing up. From here, coming up to our toes, feet together. Bringing our toes to our hands. Coming back, down to knees. If you want to be doing this on your feet, you can do it on your feet, exact the same thing, making it a little bit harder, pointed feet. Coming down, up, Toes to hands, stepping back. Okay, we're gonna do this 6 times. So 3 times, a tiny break, and 3 more times. So either on your knees or on your feet. We're gonna go for 1. So this exercise is preparing us for doing press handstands. 2. 3. 'A little break. If you want the challenge, let's try to do it on our feet this time. 3 more repetitions, and we're gonna move on to a little bit of leg work. And last one now. Good. Standing up, we're gonna move on to a little bit of leg work. And for our legs, we're going to be working towards a pistol squat. So I'm gonna be standing on one leg, bending my other leg. This leg is not gonna be working. And from here, I'm going to be squatting down on this leg. My knee goes straight ahead, so not bringing it in. This leg needs to be lifting up so it doesn't touch the ground. As low as we can. Coming back up. So heaps of balance, heaps of quad work. Coming down, back up. Good work. We're gonna repeat it 5 more times. 5. 4, as low as you can. If you need to hold on to something, feel free to hold on to a wall or a chair. Otherwise, this is really good for working your balance. Not touching that other leg down to the ground. We're on our last one now. As low as you can. Coming back up. Okay, shaking it off. We're gonna repeat it 5 times on the other leg. Okay, bending this leg, bringing it out to the side. 5. 4. If you don't go very low, this is going to be very easy for you. So try to push yourself, go as low as you can. Good. 2 to go. Trying to see if you can touch your hands to the ground. Good. Last one. Nice and low. Oh, coming up. Okay, shaking it off. On the next one, we're going to do another leg exercise. Also heaps of balance in this one. So we're going to stand a little bit wide with our feet to make it just a little bit easier for us. Squeezing the glutes throughout the whole exercise. Squeezing my glutes. I'm going to try to touch my knees to the ground. So pushing hips forwards, bringing my knees down. Coming back up. So just as low as you can. If you can touch the ground, you're really good. Okay, we're gonna repeat this 10 times. 5 repetitions a break, 5 more repetitions. So let's go, pushing the hips forwards the whole time. If you don't push your hips forwards, this is very easy. 5. 4. 3, 2 to go. Good. Last one, let's challenge yourselves. Try to go all the way down to the ground. Whew. Okay, let's have the tiniest break and we're going to do it 5 more times. Then we're going to move on to a little bit more core. 5. 'Push yourself on each repetition. It's not many repetitions to do. 4. 3, 2 to go. Whew. Good. Last one. Let's try to touch your knees to the ground. we're gonna move on to a little bit of core. So we have one proper calisthenics core exercise, and then we're going to do a quick plank challenge. So lying down, we're going to do candlesticks. So your hands by your hips. From here, we're going to be squeezing the core, closing this gap first, lifting our legs up. Once we have lifted our legs up, we're gonna use our hands to help us. We're gonna lift the hips up to the ceiling. You can support your hips here for a little bit if you like. Otherwise, we're going to be coming back down. And the further our feet are away from our head, the harder this is. We're going to repeat this 10 times, 5 repetitions, a little break, 5 more repetitions. Coming up. If you want to make it easier, feel free to bend your legs. 2. If you want to make it harder, straight arms up overhead. 2 repetitions to go. Super slow on the way down. Last one. Whew, okay, little break, 5 more repetitions, and then we just have our plank left. Okay, lifting up. Good, we have 2 to go. Challenge yourself if you like with arms up overhead. Super slow on the way down. If you go fast on the way down, it takes the whole point of the exercise. Super slow. Good. Okay, we're gonna move on to our little plank challenge. And all it is just 2 minutes of being in a plank. There's no real rules. As long as you're in a plank, you're in it. So you have options such as the front plank, squeezing quads, squeezing glutes, squeezing the core. If you get tired here, you can be coming into side plank. If you do a little bit on one side, remember to do a little bit on the other side. 3, 2, and 1. You pick whichever position you want to be in. I got super tight in my quads, so I decided to switch a little bit to the side just so I can keep on pushing through the whole 2 minutes. If you're doing the side plank, remember, squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward. So let's not round like this. Beautiful straight bodies. Done. That wasn't too bad, was it? Thank you so much for joining. If you enjoyed this routine, make sure to say a quick thank you just by clicking the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so as well. Otherwise, if you have any kind of questions, leave them in the comments and I'll see you back here next week.